Hi, folks! You want to know what's going on? Let me tell you the story of Rayman! In Rayman's world, nature and people live together in peace. The great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony and balance in the world. Sorry, folks. This apparently can't last. One fateful day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the great Protoon and defeats Patilla the fairy as she tries to protect it. The electoons, who used to gravitate around it, lose their natural stability and scatter all over the world! Troublesome, isn't it? And untidy, too. In this now unbalanced world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Freaks and hostile characters appear, capturing every electoon they can find. They definitely need a hero to save them now! Don't you think? Rayman to the rescue!
No problem.
Go and free all of the electoons, Rayman, and bring back the great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper. But will the bad guys let him do it?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my new Let's Play. This is Rayman, the very observant one you may have noticed. I didn't use the proper intro from this game, I used the one from a different version. I'm going to talk about that as we go on, but for now we start with level 1, which is Pinkland Woods. So, how does this game work? It's very simple. Okay, it's not much actually a very simple platformer, but it is certainly a platform. At the moment, it's very much simple. We don't have a lot in terms of controls. As you can see, we're climbing up things. We can jump around on these, and over here, if I remember correctly, yes, here we go. Look at that. That's a free life. Look in the top left for our lives, and below our lives is our health. See that red thing down there? That's a peach. That gives us extra health until the next time we die. There aren't that many key concepts to understanding this game, and this should be a relatively both short and simple game and Let's Play. I'm budgeting somewhere in the order of 10 episodes, he says. So we'll have to see from there. Ah, did you hear that sound? Going blank? That means something has happened. We'll get used to that as time goes on. I think... I actually have no idea what they're called. I always called them a dark ting. See it glittering in front? When we get it, listen to the sound. And note that that little dark toon, as it's called, spawned behind me. You see another one here? Same process. You can avoid some of them, but not always. There are many versions of this game, and they're only visible on certain versions. These little blue things we're gathering are called tings. Unfortunately, in this version of the game, they don't make a tinging sound. They make a weird popping sound. They're displayed in the top right. This is the photography point. Go to that, and it will save your progress. If I die, I will now respawn at the photography point in this level. Ah, a proper enemy there. Obviously, these enemies can't hurt us, and if they do, our health, which is in the top left, diminishes. Tings are in the top right, and cause us to... Oh dear. Well, as you can see, water kills you instantly, but this is what I was saying about you respawn back at the photography station rather than back at the beginning of the level, which otherwise would, well, not the level, but the scene. What do I mean by scene? One of these. Get to the signpost, and then you will appear in a new scene. Oh, but this is a different scene. This one has a woman in it. Hello, Rayman. I'm Patilla the fairy, and I'm going to help you in your quest. I can give you a new power. Now you can punch with your fist. Good luck. You end up sounding like William Shatner when you're narrating those things because they don't quite give it properly. She's explaining at the bottom how it actually works. So we can press B to punch with our fist. As you can see, if we hold up B, we can charge up and do a more powerful punch. The fist is like a boomerang. As you can see, wherever you go, it will come back to you, which can be quite handy. If you want to punch down, you need to punch across and then wait for it to come back to you like that. You'll get used to how this functions over the coming episodes. For now, we move on to the next scene. I don't know if they're actually called seeds, but certainly what I call them. So, with the punch, we can now dislodge this giant plum, I guess. I've actually never put much thought into what that thing is. Ah, here we go. Another life there to replace that one I foolishly fooled away. Fooled away? That's not a phrase. Oh well, right. I'm trying to get this thing up the hill, but as you can see, when it's on the hill, it tends to bounce back down again, which can be a bit of a problem. There is an advantage to doing so. I'm not just insane. Well, I am, but not for that reason. Oh, I didn't even need it anyway. Oh, bloody hell. I think we may have done someone in with that one. Well, we'll deal with that in a second. What I actually want to do is get this one moving forwards. And bam, there we go. Once this one's in the water, you can stand on it and ride it around and get that golden fist. That now means we do double damage. Yes, it got him on the head, the fucker. This is one of the dudes from the hats dudes with the hats from earlier. Now we also got a speedy fist there. There's a lot of things going on, but oh dear. Basically, it seems like there will be a lot going on in the beginning stages of this game while I explain concepts. Once those concepts are explained, the game actually proceeds very simply from then on. So that's how we hit those guys. We can literally just punch them in the face. It's as simple as can be. These ones are a little more complex, he says, not doing anything differently. There you go. Sometimes they duck. When you wind up a fist, they duck. So what you need to do is wait for them to draw a bit closer, and then you need to send your fist out and crouch on the way back so it takes a slightly lower path towards you. That way you can take the fuckers out. These fish are easy enough to take out. Oh, bloody hell, he says. But eventually they will keep respawning. This here is something important from the intro. These are electoons, and you will notice, well, now is my time as ever to talk about this game's visualizer. So on the left are things that won't update for a while yet. Those are the game's various bosses. Well, he's dead. Huntsman, Broomy, I always used to call him. Long story there. So I will come out and say, right, finish what you're saying about visualizers before coming on and saying anything else, Doctor. On the left of the visualizer won't yet have updated. Oh, bloody hell. And the right-hand side contains the various power-ups Rayman can get as we go along. So the fist is unlocked, and also the number of electoons gathered per level, which currently stands at 1 total. Every level has 7 electoons, and we will be gathering them all at various points. You actually have to complete the game. No, what I was going to say is, so those things going past. Oh, bloody hell. So I played this game first. This is Rayman Advance, of course. I played it first on a Game Boy Advance. The original Game Boy Advance. There were no SPs when I first got this game, actually. I got this with my Game Boy. And as people may remember from those dark days, I mean that quite literally, there were no backlights on them. This game was real hard to see a lot of the time. And those things that flew past that this guy shoots, so they're bullets, and then they're a very kind of Disney-looking thing. An arm with a hammer comes out of the bullets and starts whacking. I really thought they were brooms, kind of scrubbing away. Therefore, I referred to those guys who shot them as broomies, which is wildly inaccurate in so many different ways. But there we go. Yes, I'll keep coming back to this point. I have no real idea what a lot of the official names for enemies are in this, so I made many of them up when I was a child, and we'll be sticking with that. You can see on the map screen now, Pink Plant Woods has got 2 of the 7 electoons unlocked. You can go back and replay the level, but as we get through the game, we'll get more power-ups, and many of the electoons you need to have got further power-ups to get. You don't tend to get that many electoons as you actually go along. This world, as you can see, is called the Dream Forest, or this kind of zone, and now we go into level 2, Anguish Lagoon, which I always thought was a fantastic name. If you've gone into the wrong one, that sign will take you just back out to the world map, but we have not gone into the wrong one, we've gone into the right one. The world map is slightly non-linear, think like Super Mario World or something like that, as in there's not a huge amount of choice in it, but it isn't strictly A to B, and it's one of the things that makes this game a little more interesting. Those are those little platforms that... Oh, bugger! I knew somebody had appeared there. Because you hear that blank sound, which means something's happened. Not always bad, but there we go. There's another Broomy. We'll take... Oh, look at that! I got the electrons, and please kill the Broomy in one. Oh, damn it. That would have been cool as fuck if I'd got the one shot. Yeah, they kind of block shots from the front, so you need to get them from the back. You can see the little electrons that we freed dancing around. Eventually, they teleport away. Ah, now we get into the serious business. There's a little bit of a rule with this game. I like to call it where there's a ting, there's a way. Follow the trail of tings, and you will never be led wrong. Here is our first boss. Sources vary as to what he's called. Some will call him Mosquito, others will call him Bzzzt. I always called him Mosquito. But you can see his health is in the bottom left, and when he is in that kind of side-on position is when you can harm him. He's actually you can almost actually stun lock him in position there, but let's see some of his attacks. So he goes up and he does this thing where he zooms from either side, and then he'll come from the bottom. And you can hit him during this time as well. There we go. Sorry, I absolutely fucking love that music when you kill a boss. It's so good. But yes, we made him cry, but now we make him happy again. By being his friend. Which then means we ride him in this next level. This one can be a bit of an interesting level. Ooh, that's worth knowing. Getting a extra life also heals you entirely. Could be useful for this one. This is a handy one to remember the rule of where... Oh, I've got the peach. Wonderful. Where there's a ting, there's a way. The tings will have to guide you in certain parts of this level. Ooh, the frames are not liking this one, are they? Oh, flies! Again, I think they're called, like, hovering dark tunes or something like that. That electoon is very hard to get, so we missed it. But yes, I always called them flies. A lot of the names in this came from between me and my brother when we were kids, so that's why they're fucking weird. Oh, I really shouldn't have got that golden fist, but there we go. Oh, there's a small peach there, so that doesn't actually increase your total number of health, it just heals you up a little bit. Now here, you really actually can't react to stuff in time. Because we've sped up a bit now, we can't punch, so we just really need to follow the trail of tings. It's the only reliable way to get out of here. Otherwise, I think we're generally actually alright. I think we're getting towards the end. There we go. Anything else worth grabbing? Nope. We can't go back because why not? Oh, there you can see one of this game's innovations. It was very unusual for a Game Boy Advance game that it contained a lot of parallax scrolling. Oh, and look who it is! It's Batilla the Fairy again. You're courageous, Rayman, but you will have to keep at it. You now have the power to hang. Oh, I really thought she was going to finish that sentence. That was the end of it. So yes, we can now jump up and grab edges. This opens up more areas for us to explore. This is kind of what I was saying of now there'll be a few more electoons that are open to us because essentially we can make jumps that we wouldn't be able to jump before. Does that make sense? Maybe? I don't know. But either way, that, I believe, is the end of the Anguish Lagoon, and now we get a split of ways opening up. The Swamps of Forgetfulness to the north, or a new world to the east, which we're going to explore, which is Bandland, with the first level, Bongo Hills, and some great music. And a new little opening scene, because it's a new world. So, various things go on here. Oh, it's dropping dark tunes on us. So that dark ting made a dark tune, 2 dark tunes appear, but also a Rayman statue. This maraca, if we stand on it, will lower down. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, good, he went in one, that's great. These little things, when you jump on them, will make a bongo sound and drop off. Oh, has it made another one of these bugsies appear? Oh, those things really normally put up much more of a fight. Clouds, when you stand on them, they do different things. Those particular ones drop, these ones go over to the right, and this one will rise up. There is no way of knowing what a cloud is going to do until you step on it, which is always a whole heap of fun, as you can imagine. This one's going to go down, that one goes across. There are some nasty notes at the bottom here. Oh, I've never called them that before. That's actually quite a good name, because they got angry faces. Now, this one with a little blob on it. Ah, balls! Okay, that's what I was going to say. The one with the blob on it will disappear when you land on it, and then it will reappear again later on. So be aware of that with those ones. It's always, the ones with the blob always means the same. Ah, flies! Oh! Right, that's what nasty notes do. Nasty notes prick you up the arse and kill you completely. Is my back at the beginning? Well, that's nasty. I'm glad those bugs still aren't giving me trouble. They can be a real shitty enemy, but for some reason they're not being here. There we go. Well, I'll let the music play a bit, because I quite like this music. Oh, that was dumb as fuck. Yeah, this game also suffers from that classic Game Boy Advance problem of there's 3 tracks to the music. There's like a backing track, a main track, and a harmony track. The harmony track is on the same channel as the sound effect, so it's often cancelled out, so you don't hear it as fully as I would otherwise like to. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. Oh, nice! Cheeky electoon there. I don't know if I have said it, but as I'm now going to say, it is, see if you follow the tings down there, you're safe. Where there's a ting, there's a way, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, flies. But yes, it's not uncommon. Oh, balls, I was really hoping I could smack him one. There we go. I do love that animation when you kill them when their eyeballs fall off. That sounds really fucking macabre. I hadn't really thought about that. What was I going to say? I was going to say something important, but I'm not going to. Yeah, it's not uncommon to finish a level without actually getting any electoons in it the first time. Ah, this music. So this particular maraca, you stand on it and it will slowly fly up. Whether you stand to the left or right of it influences the direction in which it moves. So over to the left, over to the right, you can steer the fucker around. What you want to avoid doing is squeezing yourself against the ceiling or getting the maracas stuck. If so, you just have to drop off and start again from the beginning, which can be frustrating. See there, for example, it would be stuck and we'd be at risk of being squeezed. It will destroy itself after a while. Ah, a bouncy cloud. So here we time our jumps and we can get quite high. That sounded weird. So here, oh, this, ow, balls. This one's moving slightly faster. We need to go all the way to the left here, if I remember correctly. I may not remember correctly. I haven't practiced this one at all because I just know this game well enough, and there's only a certain amount of practice you can do. It's a bloody platformer. You just start playing the level and go until you've beaten the level, and then you proceed onwards. This is looking good. Yes, excellent. Another savey flashy do there. Words working as fine as they ever do. Oh, this Bugsy. So the Bugsies, they kind of copy what you do, as you can see, and you basically just need to smack them in the face a couple of times. 3 usually does it. And come on. There we go. Oh, good. A nice bit of healing I could do with both of those. Oh, that was just for a level up. Extra life. 1 up. Right. Now this one, I just need to dodge these flies. Actually, I can probably just stand still and I'll miss most of them. There we go. Nice. Very good. And let's grab that peach before continuing on to the next scene. Oh, this one looks well cool, I think, with both the music and the background. Yeah, the music is one of my favourite things about this game. It's got really fucking good music. Now I think might potentially be... Actually, no, I'll talk about that next episode. There are a lot of different versions of this game. For example, in the PlayStation version of this game, this level is in the dark with like a thunderstorm going on and no music. It's quite strange. A lot of people consider the Game Boy Advance version to be a kind of... Ow, balls, they're shooting lightning at me. A kind of trimmed down version of it. I will point out the differences as I go along. But in some ways, yes, the Game Boy Advance version is trimmed down. Why am I playing the Game Boy Advance version? 2 real reasons. Number 1, I know it's the best. It's the one I actually had growing up. Actually, no, a friend of mine had the PlayStation 1, but I never actually owned a PlayStation, so never got to that so much. I know this one well, and also, early iterations of this game are incredibly punishing. This one is... You notice as well we've got a Speed Fist here, by the way, which flies faster, shockingly, given the name Speed Fist. But yes, early versions of this game were very hard. The Game Boy Advance is one of the easier ones. It still ain't exactly easy, but it's not as brutally punishing as some... Sorry, spat in the mic there. Not as brutally punishing as some of the earlier ones were. Actually, if I'm honest, my favourite version of this game is the one that is, was on the DSi. Oh, balls, I got trapped in here with this cunt. That was unnecessarily aggressive, really. But yeah, the one that was available like as DSiWare to download. Unfortunately, I don't think it's on the DSi store anymore, and even if it was, I have no way of capturing from a DSi. So that's slightly annoying. So this is my kind of second best version, because that one was both easier, as in less punishingly difficult, but also had more of the kind of content in it, because they didn't have to compress stuff down to the 16 megabytes, oh god, or whatever a Game Boy cartridge is. You may notice, so I'm going to give you the name of this thing, and you may notice a common theme in some of the names that we gave these things as kids. This thing we're on at the moment was referred to as a rotatee. Ow. A lot of not the names were just a description of what things do with the word E on the end, you know, flyees, rotatees. We weren't the most imaginative bunch of kids, I'll be honest. But yes, once again, I have no idea what this thing is called. But to us, it was always the rotatee. Ah, there's an elf there, which I'm going to avoid. I'll talk more about them next episode. That one there for now is just a buggering. So, yeah, as you can see, they take a set path, but if you stay on the same head of the rotatee, oh, that was cool, walking down there, you'll have a tendency to get smacked into shit, so you do have to really move around. Oh, that was cool, we went quite fast there and did the little, I'm doing a fast animation. Oh, nice. Oh, making some steps for me, thank you, Mr. Rotatee. But yeah, you have to just keep moving. If you stay on the same one, you're gonna have a rough time, probably. They stop at the end when they get to the end of their path. They're kind of like, they remind me of something from Mario. I mean, obviously everything kind of reminds me of something from Mario because this is a 2D platformer. There's only so much you can do to a certain extent. Oh god, the weird crab hammer man. I'd forgotten about them. So yeah, he whacks down with a pair of giant maracas and looks kind of like some kind of devil crab. I'm going to stay away from him and his nonsense. Oh, balls. Oh, I don't think I wanted to be down here, but it looks like there's an electoon down here. So there are kind of... This reminds me a bit more of, like, rather than a Mario game, it's more like a Sonic game or something like that, where you just kind of go through the level. There are potentially multiple ways through it, and there's no one right way to do it. Ah, a peach, excellent. I'll have to... Oh, there was a dark thing there which spawned two nasty eyes. Are they actually just watching me? Yeah, sometimes when they close both eyes, some of them will shoot lightning bolts, others won't. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to tell. I always used to think it was the... Oh, balls! There we go. I always used to think it was the bloodshot ones that... right, we need to start all 3 of these off. This is a cool bit. So we can then move between them as necessary. And then from the highest one... Oop! That's not what I expected to happen there. Right, let's try that again. Oh, Crabman got me. I don't know why I called Crabman. He didn't look like a crab at all. Oop! That was a ballsy one. Okay. What the fuck is going on here? I am so lost right now, I'll be honest with you. Oh, yeah, I'll be fine in this game. I don't need to practice it. Oh! Well, apparently that was it. I think I was on some kind of, like, tangent for an electoon that never paid off. But, you know, it worked, didn't it? There we go. We've beaten the Bongo Hills, and we're going to call it there for the next episode. For this episode, I think. There's a save point here, which is how you save. Oh, fucking riveting commentary there. Save point is where you save. Anyway, yes, that has been the first episode of Rayman. I hope you enjoyed it. We've kind of half beaten the first world. That's why you'll notice that the mosquito boss on the left is only half removed. There's actually a second part to Pink Plant Woods, which we will come back to. Not Pink Plant Woods, the Dream Forest. But next episode, we will be going on to Bandland and one of the most ludicrous levels, Allegro Presto. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.